This video is to describe how to use this converter box. This takes the power from two 120 volt outlets and gives you 240 volts out of it. This allows you to charge the car faster than if you just have 120 volts. There's no transformer on this. The way this works is most houses have 240 volts that go into them from the power company and from the street, and there are two hot wires and one neutral wire. The voltage between the two hot wires is 240 volts, and the voltage between the hot wire and the neutral wire is half of 240 volts, which would be 120 volts. So a 120 volt receptacle like this would have one neutral wire and one hot wire, and as I said, the difference is 120 volts, and then sometimes a ground wire. A 240 volt outlet, you have both hot wires go to it and the neutral wire, and that will give you the 240 volts between the two hot wires. So if you find the proper 120 volt outlets that go to two different hot wires, then you can get 240 volts from the difference between the hot wires, and that's what this does, and it will send the 240 volts out to your car charger. If you find two outlets, 110 volt outlets, which both go to the same hot wire, you can't get 240 volts out of it. All you can get is 120. In that case, this box doesn't work. So first thing is we have this outlet tester, and I'm going to plug it in to this 120 volt outlet, and the green light in the middle is lit and the two lights on the side are off. This is what you want. It says right here that this is correct. If you have anything else, either you have an open wire or this outlet's wired up wrong, and you can get an electrician to fix that. So let's first of all, let's see, let's plug this in. No, where is it? Okay, we'll plug the long 120 volt wire into the outlet. Now you have another wire, another cable which plugs into the 120 volts, and that's right here. And there are two relays in this converter box, and what they do is if you only have one cable plugged into 120 volts, it disconnects the other cable. So I can touch this and I don't get shocked, and that's because of these relays in here. So we plugged in the long 120 volt cable here. Let's take the box and the short cable and look for another outlet and see what we find. Okay, here's an example of the outlet. Now this is plugged in with an extension cord to the outlet on the wall over there. So I'll plug in my circuit tester and check this. And I got one green light, which means it's okay. Now if you're using an extension cord like this, it should be 10 gauge or 12 gauge. And not 14 or 16, because the wire is not thick enough to carry the current. So I'm going to plug this in, and let's go check the box. There's a light which should be on if we found the proper outlet, and this light is off, which means that the circuit in the garage that we first plugged into, and the circuit, the extension cord are hooked to, the same hot wire goes to both, so we can't get 100 or 240 volts out of this. So let's find another outlet. So I'll unplug this. Here's an outlet, and let's test it with the outlet tester. And one green light, so this is good. So let's plug the other cord in, and let's go with the box. And the light's on, which means we have one of our 120 volt outlets is hooked to one hot wire, and the other 120 volt outlet is hooked to the other hot wire. So we have 240 volts. And well, it says 247. That's a little high, but that's fine. It depends. The voltage will depend upon how close you are to the power company and such. So anyhow, at this point, you can plug the output cord to the car charger. Plug this into the car charger cord.
Yeah, enough. Okay, I'll bring it.
Mm.
Okay.
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 Let's just. So here we go. And put it in, twist it. There we are. Is it charging?
We need to connect car.
Oh, it's not hooked up to the car yet. Okay, there we go. See that. 152 amps. One is a 15.2 amps.